Here we go. Let's start on the floor. Better. Good. So we start sitting. This way. Yeah. Very simple. And I start with rolling the pelvis. Rolling the pelvis as if it was a ball. You all know the drill, but I'm looking for, as always, I'm looking for different leaning points. You can think about leaning points in the pelvis area, which means that I'm leaning through different leaning points in the pelvis. And in general, you can think about the rolling of the pelvis as if I am just trying, let's do it slowly. So if I'm doing one action at a time, I'm leaning, when I'm sitting, I'm leaning through one point or supposedly one point. Now, if I think about maybe I can try a different leaning point, that's all I need to do. And I'm checking a different leaning point in the pelvis. And naturally, if I'm not holding anything, it will go and roll there. Right? If I'm holding everything, I have to lift, I have to try it even. Try to hold all the muscles and see what happens. You cannot move anything. So I'm not. I'm letting go of everything and I'm thinking about a different leaning point somewhere and I go there. And I can do the same process again and again and again. And when I do it fast and I connect the dots, this is the rolling we are seeing right now. So it's pretty simple. It's just moving from one leaning point to the other. And when I do it fast, it's like I'm drawing a picture, a drawing on the floor with the leaning point. Yeah, you can think about the touch of the pelvis to the floor as if I had a pendulum. I'm holding a pendulum and I'm starting to roll it around the floor, not touching, but casting a shadow on the floor. And the shadow is where I touch the pelvis with the floor. Try to do it randomly. Try to do it like a pendulum. You can find very nice videos of pendulums where they have paint at the end of the pendulum, a bottle of paint, and the paint is drawing a picture, a different picture every time. It depends on how they throw the pendulum, and it's really nice. You can see the chaotic sequences. So it looks like it's chaotic, but at some point you see that it builds up really nice diagrams that are symmetrical, and with that they are completely chaotic. So try to think about that when you do it. Try to see, to imagine, and to observe the drawing you're drawing on the floor with the pelvis. And see that you can repeat the same patterns but of course they're building up to something different, and then at some point it builds up a critical mass that throws it into a completely different place. Jack. Now imagine that you had a floor on the behind you, on the shoulder blades. Maybe not a floor, a wall, 90 degrees, and you're leaning into the wall with your shoulder blades, and the whole shoulder belt and the head. Now, can you feel? It doesn't have to be a hard wall, but it's like the floor. You soften yourself into the wall. And now see that you can do the same thing with one of the shoulder blades or maybe the back of the head, and draw different drawings, different patterns on the wall, and see if the patterns on the wall and the patterns on the floor are correlating. Are they the same? Are they mirror-like? Are they following each other or at the same time? There's no one answer, by the way. Try to check the different options that I just mentioned, and see that you can do the same with the wall in front of you. So as if the chest bone did the same thing. So you can pick a point in the chest bone, which is, it can be the upper part or the lower part of the chest bone, and it can be also somewhere in the middle, it doesn't matter. And try to see, everybody is shush, and try to see that you can do the same, the drawings, the patterns that you can draw on this imaginary wall. Yeah. If it's problematic at some point with your hands, you can go down on your elbows. You can take the hands forward. Yeah. Doesn't matter. Do whatever. You can do it this way. It's also possible. And I'm drawing on this invisible canvas, on this imaginary wall or floor that I'm leaning on, and I'm rolling this imaginary pendulum, and I'm drawing different patterns. And try to surprise yourself, so that when you start a pattern, you start like maybe a circle or a semicircle. It goes at some point and it cuts the end of the circle, or it's in the middle, it changes direction. Try to see that it doesn't have to be flat. So if you have your canvas like this, or if you had your canvas like this, you can try to do it three-dimensional also. So you paint on a three-dimensional space. You can add the finger or the hand here and touch it and see that it can go. Try to make spirals like springs, but they're changing all the times, going in each direction. And again, try to see if it correlates with the drawings in the pelvis on the floor, and with the patterns that you make with your shoulder blades or your head. It's a little bit as if, I imagine it, as if we are underwater And you know when things are underwater, the light breaks differently, so you see them like crooked, like broken. So this is the way I feel it. I don't know if it makes any sense. So you can imagine yourself underwater, maybe it helps. Yeah. And if you don't understand what I mean, you're in the right direction. I have no idea what I mean. And that's why it works. Okay, and try to do the same with the pubic bone. So the pubic bone is the bone right here. You can touch it and try to see that you can paint on an imaginary ceiling. So the ceiling is imaginary, so there's no problem. It goes through your body, through your legs. So it's like the canvas for the pubic bone. And see that you can get very far into the different directions. Yeah. Very far, front, sides. You can feel that the canvas is not completely flat. It has a curve for the pubic bone. Yeah. And the same for the nose or the chin or both. They can play with each other. So the nose and the chin are like two butterflies that are flying together. You know when butterflies are I forgot the word. When the male is chasing the female, so they're dancing in the beginning. They're dancing with each other. So the nose and the chin can dance uh, between themselves, as if there were two butterflies flying around, and you can see the that you can do it with different couples in the body. So the pubic bone and let's say the tailbone can dance like two butterflies. The two shoulder blades, the two knees. But you can also take other couples that are not close. So maybe the shoulder and the opposite knee, try it. And the back of the head and the big thumb of the foot. It's like they're dancing around each other. They're starting by noticing each other. They're watching each other, and then they start dancing. One is leading, and then the other. They're playing around with themselves. It's pretty easy. All you need to do is imagine it, and they do it by themselves. You don't need to dictate the directions, the way they dance, like real dance. When you really dance, you don't think about these things. You just enjoy the movement. Try to see it like this. And the ears are so important. So the two ears and the chin and the nose can maybe do like a quartet. Four instruments dancing with each other. And don't let reality dictate. So the ears, they're connected to the head. It doesn't mean that they cannot get close to each other and get further from each other. In the imaginary world, it's all happening. Imagine it and you can feel it. You have the sensation of it. So one is going and the other one is staying, and one is surrounding the other like an axis. Chach. That's it. And make it more stormy. Chach. Faster. And see that all the different parts, I'm going again, so that the pelvis, the pubic, the tail and the pubic, the chest bone, the upper chest bone and the lower chest bone and everything in between, the ears, the nose, the chin, the shoulders, the shoulder blades, the knees, the feet, and of course the hands, the elbows. They're all participating. The different walls beneath us, above us, inside of us. You can have walls inside of you, different canvases. If you're seeing somewhere that is some place, some space that is missing a canvas, put it there. Another one and another one. It doesn't have to be to make sense. It doesn't have to be in a specific order. I put one canvas and I put another one and I put another one in between them and inside of them. It's in my head, so it doesn't matter. Play it and throw it more and more. Yeah. 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 And while you do it, try to see that you can lean into one of the canvases until you can really flip over. So the floor is tipping, and then I lean on a different canvas. Okay, you catch my drift? So instead of taking myself into a different place, into a different posture, I'm thinking about changing the floor. I'm leaning into a different floor, and then to another floor, and then to another floor, and this is the way I roll. Try to do it a few times, back and forth. It can be sideways, it can be also front or back. Yeah? I'm leaning into a ball of canvases. Sure. Every time you can lean a different body part into a different canvas, whenever you want. Just imagine the canvas or the floor, doesn't matter, this flat or not flat, curved field that you can lean into with a specific organ or a bunch of organs, and go there. Just lean on it. It will take you. Try to find it, and while you do it, don't let the dance stop. Continue with the dance all the time. Cha, 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 cha. So the butterflies are continuing in different directions. You can go down on your stomach, you can go on your side, you can lean, you can lie, you can take different floors into a walk in the park of the butterflies. Play with it a little bit, or maybe a lot. Cha, 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 cha. And of course, don't forget to smile. See that when you are smiling, it takes away all the attention from the bad stuff, because it provokes all the as you think, how do you say, like the falses, everything that is not right, that is going wrong, is being pushed away by a smile. So smile, try it. Don't believe me, try it. If it works, tell me. If it doesn't work, try again. Cha, 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 cha. And again, and again, and again, and again. And goes up to a standing position. Of course, you can go through different places on the way. Leaning, the different floors, the smile, the butterflies. Yeah. And try to continue while you are standing to do the same thing. Don't think about it. Oops, sorry. Yeah. Again, the butterflies. Now the leaning points are different, obviously. They're in different places, but you have the floors, the imaginary floors around you, inside of you, everywhere you want. So you can continue thinking or imagining yourself rolling, or the floors are rolling around you. Again, you don't need to know what's going on. It's like a roller coaster. You can only concentrate or pay attention to one thing at a time. Let it. Don't try to catch it all. I said too many things to catch all of them. I can't catch them all. It's impossible. You don't need to. Every time you catch one of them, and you go on. And if you do it fast, then it's more fun. Yeah, and smile. Tach, tach, tach. And again, try to see that you can roll the pelvis and make the diagram, the patterns that you can play, that you can paint like a pendulum. Yeah, if you didn't understand before, it's like I'm holding a pendulum, a string. At the end of it, there is a weight, and the weight is holding paint. So the paint is making a drawing on the floor. So I have the pelvis, and it's drawing something with the imaginary leaning point. Now we don't have a floor underneath the pelvis, so it's an imaginary leaning point to an imaginary floor. And try to see the different patterns that are being made with it. You can draw like eights and circles. You can draw flowers, mandalas. There's like in India, there's these different patterns. Try to draw these and take it far away. Try to see what happens if you take it far away. What is usually happening that you have to make room with different body parts in order for this to happen. Yeah, if I go in a certain direction, a certain amount, and then if I want to go more, I have to take a different body part and make room with it so it can, so that it can go. There's no other way. So see that the only way you can cross the borderline is by making room for more. Yeah. The further the body part that is making room, the further you can go. It's like the rules of leverages. Yeah. Never mind. Yeah. And make it more stormy. Yeah. Yeah. One last minute. Yeah. Even more. Yeah. Imagine the pendulum in the pelvis and now make thousands of pendulums all over the body and fly paint all over the room with it. So you have in your fingers and in your wrist and every hair have a bottle of paint that is splashing paint all over. It's a big painting that we can sell later as modern art. Yeah. Yeah, and in your hair and in your head, and see that it's splashing the paint all over, not just in front of you, in the back, on the sides, in the ceiling, obviously, and of course underneath you on the floor, everywhere. See that there's no one point that is being left alone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And smile and breathe and make noises. Yeah, yeah. And more and more and more and more. Make it double. Yeah, 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 even more, even more. Yeah. And yeah, now we're starting. Yeah. Now the engine started. Yeah. Yeah. A better engine than before. Try to find another engine, maybe a bigger one or stronger one. Yeah. Okay. It's an inner one. It's inside of you. Yeah. Yeah. So it's like a motorcycle, the old ones that you start with. So it doesn't work yet, or the rowing machine, yeah, the boat or something. You start, and then, again until it goes. You start with, and another one, and then it goes, and then it works. Yeah. And then you add another one and another one. Yeah. And let it all sink down. Clean it. All the leftovers. Yeah. See that the voice is different now. Yeah. Clean the air around you. Clean the inside of you. Yeah. 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 Good. Very good. And from the hand, and the other hand, and the leg, and the other leg, and take it here. And let it sink down and vibrate, the resonance of it. So you don't stop, you just stop the initiation. You don't try to do anything more. You just let it be by itself and see that it continues by itself. It's like in the motorcycle or the motor that we had before. I'm not pushing the gas anymore, but the motor is running by itself. I don't need to reignite it. Just keep the key inside the switch. Yeah. And thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's here, yes. Okay, guys, just a quick announcement before you go. How was it for you? Good. Very nice.
Great. Really
Wonderful.
great.
Yes.
So I'm gonna write it in the group anyways, but I'm telling you guys that I'm taking one class off from next week. So it's gonna be one Hebrew class on Monday and one English class on Thursday, the same hours, but Friday is going off because I have no time. So I'll see you there. And also, I'll write it on the group with the details and everything. Okay? Perfect. Wonderful.
תודה רבה. כיף.
בבקשה. Welcome. Enjoy the day, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.